What does it really mean to believe, or to have faith in Jesus? Believing in Jesus is believing not only in what he did for us to be saved, but also in what he said we must do to be saved. If thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. Matthew 19:17. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven, and he who endures to the end will be saved. Matthew 7:21, Matthew 10:22, and Matthew 24:13. Believing in Jesus means believing not only in his sacrifice, but believing also his words. Because Jesus and his words go together, you cannot separate one from the other. He that rejects me, and receiveth not my words. John 12:48. Or in this case, reversing the order, for a clearer understanding, he that receiveth not my words, rejects me. And when I say, his words, I mean all of his words, and not just some of them. So if you say you believe in what Jesus did for you to be saved, you must also believe what he said you should do to be saved. Otherwise, you are not really believing in him. And if you are not believing him, you do not qualify to be saved. Because, if in order to be saved you must believe in Jesus, to be saved you also must believe Jesus. For just as you cannot be saved unless you believe in him, neither can you be saved unless you believe him. You must not look at faith from Paul's perspective, but from Jesus' perspective. Paul advocated a faith without works, or a dead faith. But Jesus advocated a faith followed by obedience, which always result in good deeds or good works. Whosoever heareth these sayings of mine, and do them. Matthew 7:24. And why call ye me, Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? Luke 6:46. If ye know these things, happy are ye if ye do them. John 13:17. Go ye therefore, and teach all nations, to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. Matthew 28:19-20. According to Jesus Christ, to believe in him means to hear his voice and follow him. Jesus told certain Pharisees, you do not believe, because you are not of my sheep. If those who do not believe are not his sheep, it would indicate by contrast that those who do believe are his sheep. And what do his sheep, or those who believe, do? My sheep hear my voice, and follow me. Those who believe are those who hear Jesus' voice, and not that of false teachers like Paul, and follow him, walking after him in constant obedience. And only to them, Jesus grants eternal life. Therefore, believing in Jesus means believing his words, and putting them into practice. The whole concept of genuine faith is summed up in a simple equation. Believing in Jesus equals believing what he said, plus putting it into practice. It is these two factors that true faith is made up of. And without that kind of faith, you can't get the miracle of final and eternal salvation. The idea of being saved through a faith that is not followed by works. Ephesians 2:8-9. Or through just believing in an event related to Jesus, such as that he was resurrected by God. Romans 10:9-10. Rather than truly believing what Jesus said we had to do to be saved, that kind of faith was only in Paul's mind, and no one else's. That's why James corrected the false concept that the vain man was spreading throughout the church of the time. Wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? James 2:20. So the next time you talk about salvation by faith, remember what Jesus taught on faith, instead of what Paul taught. Cause Jesus is the way, the truth and the life, not Paul.